the cutest plant ever. Oh, what?
Howdy.
This is gonna be a thumbnail, you guys. Celery juice is the key to success. What's up, guys? It's Hunter Long. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my May bullet journal setup. It is based completely around productivity and effectiveness. These are the two things I'm really honing in on during quarantine to really transform and change for the better in terms of habits and all that. So I'm just gonna go over what we're gonna cover really quick. I try to keep my minimalist bullet journal really short. So less than 10 pages. I try to spend less than an hour on it total because the most important thing is just getting it done. And I find that if it's too big of a task, I don't even want to do it. So I try to keep it super short and sweet. The idea behind it is that productivity is the key to crushing your goals. Success is derived in the here and now, and that's something that really needs to click, and I think that the bullet journal really helps you do that. You realize that your success is determined on what you're doing in this very moment, this very minute, and you realize that and you tap into that power. You can really shape your daily rituals and create your own success story. So without further ado, let's jump into the bullet journal setup. Get started. I usually like to make the space look a little bit nice. When I'm doing my bullet journal, I try to spend less than an hour on it and keep it really short, as short as possible, just to keep with a really minimal and simple experience. Like having really cute area helps me just get inspired. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. Basically, we have going to be a beautiful photo, something inspiring. I like to keep everything minimal. I don't use a calendar because I feel like I could just use my phone. I try to keep these pages 10 or less. It ends up being a little bit more when I add my financial tracker and my 10-block work week for a 40-hour work week. I'm gonna just start with the title. It'll be May, and here are my monthly goals: to increase productivity, commit to YouTube, smash my fitness goals, align with my best self, prepare for quarantine to be over, eat healthy food, and by that I mean, like less processed stuff, and limit spending. Everyone's in COVID right now. I left a little bit of space here to add some more monthly goals if I need to. And then on this page, I usually like to write a quote that's going to inspire me to be more productive. And this quote is from a book I read called How to Be a Badass, or You Are a Badass. It's You Are a Badass. And it's in order to kick ass, you must first lift up your foot. And that's, a really great theme for this month. My themes for this month are going to be productivity and effectiveness, really just honing in on my habits and everything that needs to be done. So here I have my spend log. I just started writing some stuff in just so we could have a little bit of a reference, but everything I spend, I'm going to try to keep track of this month. Usually I don't do this, so it's going to be interesting to do this. I'm going to be spending a lot less, so I think it's going to be way more manageable than on a regular month. Meal prep, one thing that I really, really dislike about how I operate is that I buy a bunch of amazing vegetables and somehow I just forget about them in the fridge and they go bad. So I'm going to be keeping track of my perishable vegetables in this area, so I know that I prioritize meal prepping for the perishable items first so I don't end up wasting food. And so one of the most beautiful things about the bullet journal is that it lets you reflect in real time about what you need to change in your life, because I swear I've been letting food in my fridge go bad unintentionally for so long that just having this in place is going to essentially change my life. Probably going to save so much money on food, but also just not waste food and be able to eat the perishable items, gain the most nutritional value by eating them before they go bad or get a little bit old. Let's go to the next page. So just going to be weekly goals. It'll probably be sectioned off into 4 sections. This is my YouTube tracker. I'm going to be focusing on recipes, Instacart, bullet journaling, and fitness, and these are the videos I want to get done this month. I do everything that I want to potentially erase in pencil, and everything that is going to stay permanent goes in pen. And I try to use not more than 3 colors. This color is usually just for the month page, and then the 2 other colors are just to add some color into the book. Typically, minimalist bullet journals don't have any color at all, but I find that the more I make it look a little bit aesthetically pleasing, the more invested I feel. I think that I invest more into it when I appreciate what it looks like and I can be proud of it. And so adding a splash of color really helps me just want to look at it more. And you know, keeping it simple with 2 colors is the ideal. So this page is where I'm going to be keeping track of my book quotes. So I'm going to be taking notes on my book that I'm reading this month, which is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I think it's really relevant for this month. I already highlighted a ton of really great quotes. I'm actually reading it on my iPad Pro on Kindle, so it's actually really easy to take notes and quotes right directly into my iPad. But I'm going to be writing down the most awesome ones in here for me to read over throughout the month and just try to implement that into my life. This page I think is really important because right now it's empty. By the end of the month it should be completely full, and it will inspire me to finish the book, or at least get through enough of it to put a bunch of quotes. I don't actually know if I'll finish the book through the month. The reading is very, very informative, but it's a little bit dry as far as like keeping your attention. Like, the writer is wonderful, but yeah, it's definitely not like a fiction novel or anything. And so this right here is one of the last pages, pretty much the last page besides my reflections. It is my May habit tracker. And for each of the habits, I have a day. So day 1 to day 31, that's the days of the month in May. And each little block is corresponding with a habit. So the first one is I want to drink a reasonable amount of water every day. I set the goal at 1 gallon, so that's 2 of my 64-ounce water bottles basically, plus a glass of lemon water in the morning before my celery juice. Running a mile every day, which honestly, it doesn't sound like a lot, and it's not a lot to run, but just like the mental consistency of getting yourself into your running shoes and to run a mile is just something that I've struggled with. So I'm going to hold myself accountable to run a mile a day for at least 30 days. And stretching, I need to stretch. I'm so inflexible right now, and I think it's definitely having an impact on my body. YouTube, I want to say super consistent with YouTube. That's something that I have been not so consistent with in the past. So having this habit tracker on here is going to be really crucial for me. Watering my plants so they don't die. Here's one of my favorite plants that my friend gave me, and it's super cute. It actually doesn't need that much water, which is awesome. And you can see there's like some little baby plants in there as well. But Connor and I are starting a garden, so we're gonna need to water our plants if we want to keep them alive. Where are we here? Cleaning the sink. So you can see right here, I have not cleaned the sink in the last 1 to 3 days. So today I actually did clean the sink. It's wonderful and nice, but I find that if the sink is clean the night before, I wake up and I'm ready to cook healthy meals, and I don't have to worry about doing the dishes and then cleaning the sink, because if I do that, then I'm more likely to just eat trash or junk food or whatever, because I don't feel like doing the dishes and cooking a healthy meal. So cleaning the sink is just gonna change my life, honestly. Having the sink clean every single night, not just like, once every 3 days, but like every single night. Flossing, I'm pretty good about that normally, but I just wanted to put that on there because I feel like it's important, and my tooth kind of hurts for some reason, so I just put that on there as an extra thing. So abs and squats, I'm gonna do every other day. So abs one day, squats the next day. Waking up at 8 a.m., getting prepared the night before, so preparing my clothes, shoes, whatever it is that I need for the activities of the day. Say if I know a few things that I'm gonna do the next day, I'm gonna prepare it the night before, so that when I wake up, I'm already like a few steps ahead, which is just like really awesome and motivating to be a few steps ahead, you know, it just puts you in the right mindset. If it's for like running a mile first thing in the morning, you know, like I'll put my shoes by the door and get my running clothes and socks and everything ready so I'm not scrambling in the morning. Limit spending, basically just like seeing how much I can limit my spending during this time. I really want to focus in the next few months on a tracker for paying back my student loans more quickly in order to, you know, deflate the interest and just get it done as fast as I possibly can. I've been trying to get really inspired to do that. So this is something that I'm going to be implementing over the next few months to try to accomplish my financial goals and pay off my debt. So reading 20 minutes, we already talked about that. Doing some entrepreneurial stuff, like my business course. We're gonna do some work in that area, just continue learning and growing and figuring all that out. This is a photo a day, so I thought it would be great for a YouTube video to take a photo of my progression in my workout to see if running a mile a day has any difference whatsoever. And eventually I feel like I will increase the amount of miles that I run, but I want to see if running a mile a day actually does make a difference. The same with celery juice and intermittent fasting. That's just like a combination of things that I'm trying to do with my fitness and my health to see what effects it has on my health and my body. So I think that taking the photo and measuring my body before and after with like an actual measuring tape for like seamstress stuff is going to be really cool. It's just for reflections. It's kind of like a journal area, and I'll take as many pages as I need. I don't anticipate that I'll use a ton of pages, but just whatever I need to journal through whatever I come across. As far as like, I think that this page will be a great place for me to write down what I've learned. But basically this is it as far as my bullet journal goes. It's really simple, and I don't like to do a lot of like working work in it because I like it to be sort of like a map, not a journal so much. So this is the map. I don't really like add to it too much. I have it and I look at it. That's like what I want to keep it as, because I find the more messy and like wordy and complicated my journal gets, the less I want to look at it because it just starts to get overwhelming. So to keep it simple, I just have this as it is as a map. And then additionally, I have my iPad Pro and I bust out my app Procreate, and I have my productivity daily map. So the daily map is where I get a lot of my productivity done in the here and now, and it is the most important thing. I think the most key part of my productivity is in the daily map. So I have both, and this one is like the macro map, this one is the micro map, and they're both really, really crucial to the entire scheme of the productivity. Wondering how this all fell into place for me, I started watching YouTube videos about this and just realized that like my productivity is my choice, it's my decision, it is my responsibility. So I'm going to figure out a way to make myself the most effective and productive person I can possibly be within reason and happiness. So it actually makes me really happy to align with my goals in this way. I feel like I'm trying to accomplish all of these things and live to be basically not even the best version of myself, but the version of myself I think of in my head. Like, I like gardening, so I should water my plants. Or I am an athlete, so I should, commit to my fitness goals. Just like the Hunter that I think about in my head would want me to reach my potential and do everything that I can to align with my goals. So that is basically the philosophy behind that. It's super simple and it actually helps you flow easier. So having this all set up makes my life really easy. I don't have to think too much. I know exactly what I need to do in the beginning of the day and the end of the day, and it just makes everything flow super easily and nicely. That is basically it for my macro May bullet journal setup. It does have a bit of, trackers missing just because we're in quarantine. I don't need to follow everything going on with, my work and my finances and all of that because, there's not too much going on as far as work right now. But I will be going over my micro daily bullet journal for my iPad Pro in another video, so stay tuned next week. Get away from me. If you want to see more minimalist bullet journaling content and just productivity content in general, please like this video and subscribe. It helps my channel out so much and it really inspires me to get these videos done for you guys.